Good morning. I want to talk about the new reality with the new/old religion. It's been my observation ever since I've been in the public eye, that the average Jewish household no longer identifies with the Torah, but wants to keep their Jewish identity and has changed. They've exchanged the Torah for the socialist/progressive doctrine of the Democratic Party. The ideals of the Democratic Party become the ideals, the so-called ideals of Jews in temples and synagogues and in country clubs and golf courses all across this country, and perhaps wherever Jews are gathered. Now, this by itself is not tragic. It is only symptomatic of a deep separation between ourselves and our source. Jews have strayed from their source, as have many Christians, and that has weakened Jews and their identity all over the world. The only bright side with all of that has been the support and the unity that all Jews have with the state of Israel or with the people of Israel. Even those Jews who call the state horrible names still feel solidarity with the people of Israel. That has been the single most insistent element in the last 70 plus years. For years, however, I have predicted that members of the Progressive Party will become increasingly anti-Semitic, and that because it has become a religion, not an ideology, the chains of that religion will be hard to break. And we have that today. We have open anti-Semites, bigots, and basically half-wits, claiming all kinds of things, speaking in sweet terms with smiles. But the intent is to murder every single last Jewish person in Israel and perhaps all over the world. These are people who believe in Islam. Islam is not radical Islam. The way Islam preaches, the religion today, is the same way it preached after Muhammad died. When Muhammad got older, he became very antagonistic toward Jews, murdered them, stole their money, took their wives, and basically set in motion this hatred of other people who believe differently from Muslims. It's called Mishnah Achrona, the last word of Muhammad. Unlike the Torah has to be consistent all the way through. And if it's not, it's explained in the oral law. But Muhammad did not have to be consistent. What he said at the outset was considered just a practical element, but his real feelings were at the end of his life, where he declared that any people who deny the truth of Islam are kafirs, and they have to be dealt with as kafirs. They're deniers of the truth, and therefore have to be murdered. This is the ideology of this Ms.Tlaib and Ms. Omar and Keith Ellison and all the other great luminaries that happen to find themselves in the Democratic Party today. I have no illusions that there will not be a strategic move by some Islamists to become members of the Republican Party. So it's not a party issue. It is an Islam issue. Islam, whether you like it or not, is dedicated to eradicate the West and to destroy Israel and the Jewish people. That's their goal. Any Jew who supports or finds excuses for Tlaib, Omar, Ellison, and their ilk are basically in bed with Louis Farrakhan and his ilk, because they say the same thing. They hate Jews, they want to see Israel destroyed, and every last Jewish person living there killed. They won't say it openly, some of them do, but they won't admit it. So you find excuses for, there's no excuse. They hate Israel. That should be the reality. And the new anti-Semitism is called anti-Israelism, because anti-Semitism is not popular. But see how the Democratic Party cannot get its act together to declare anti-Semitism an abhorrent item. They have to mix it with all kinds of nonsense. Even at the height of the reaction of people to Muslims and the sensitivity of Barack Obama toward Islamophobia, the number of anti-Jewish activities was greater than any anti-Muslim activity. The Jews were the targets of 68% or so of all hate crimes during that period. The problem is our people don't see that. It's time to do a Jexit, or what they call Jexodus. Jews have to leave the Democratic Party, not because you embrace republicanism, ideology. All ideologies have flaws in them. The progressives have flaws, conservatives have flaws, and, you have to go ahead and be able to see things in truth, and the truth is a blend of both positions. It is the reality, the new reality that we have to face. We are facing people who want to destroy Jews. They're not anti-Benjamin Netanyahu. They will tell you that. And you can swallow it all you want, but what you're swallowing is the dung that comes from people who hate you. That's the reality. It's not Islamophobia. This is the reality. When Islam will have a reformation, or when there can be people who are well-meaning and believe in well-meaning things, actually believe in that, and believe that that well-meaningness can reinterpret the realities of the statements of religious doctrine, until that happens, there can be no real peace in the Middle East, or harmony, peace and harmony among the communities. It's an illusion. They will tell you, no, it's happening, we're really united. No. If you believe in the teachings of Muhammad that you have to kill all the kafirs, if you believe that, then you believe you have to kill all Jews and then all Christians. That's the reality. Now, by confronting people, you can get them to change their minds. But if you're not willing to confront them, you can't get anybody to change their minds. The first thing is, be real, be realistic. Just because a person has a D, a member of that party, does not make that person smart, just, or compassionate. It's just not true. We Jews have to care about our survival. And our survival depends not only upon our health here in this country or in Western Europe, but our survival depends upon the safety and security of Israel. And anybody who goes against that, speaks against it, speaks against all Jews, that's the reality. It's time for a change.